It's summertime, and the last thing you want is to be investing in your skincare only to skip out on the most important step, SPF. But if you have a sensitive and acne-prone skin, finding a sunscreen that you actually enjoy wearing and trust can feel impossible. However, in today's video, I've got you covered with lightweight, breakout safe options you'll actually want to apply every day, so let's dive in. Before we start, I just want to say welcome back to the BeSoGuud channel, where we're all about elevating ourselves from the inside out. I'm so grateful to have you here. Let's get into it. Now, if you're a skincare girly or guy, you know that Europeans just do it better. And also, just disclaimer, I am not a dermatologist, I am not an esthetician. However, I am a girl that has struggled with acne, rosacea, allergic reactions, dermatitis, perioral dermatitis, really anything under the sun I have dealt with, and I have spent thousands of dollars and so many hours researching. So everything that I talk about and recommend is based off of my own experience. And like always, skincare is so individualized, but I do have to say that the European sunscreen that absolutely has my heart in the summertime and truthfully year round, because I live in Florida where it's always hot and humid, is the Isdin Fusion Water Magic. You're gonna see here that I am actually holding two different ones. We have the Fusion Water Magic original formula. This actually just started retailing in Sephora. This was impossible. This was impossible to find in the US for a while, and I could only get it in Argentina, which is where I'm from, or in Europe. And this formula here is so beautiful for oily combination skin types that are also very acne prone, and so fantastic for the summertime. It is so lightweight. I don't know why, but the one in the US is SPF 40. However, the one that I have here, I did get in Argentina, and it is SPF 50. Either has hyaluronic acid, which of course intensely hydrates, leaving your skin feeling soft and moisturized. It also has vitamin E and some Mediterranean algae, which can provide antioxidant action that also helps combat free radicals. The reason I included this one first and not the one that I'm about to show in a second is because you can get this now in the US, and it is their original formula. However, because I always like to be complicated, the one that is my personal holy grail that I just have not been able to replace by any other sunscreen is the same exact thing. It is also the Fusion Water Magic. However, it is the Pediatrics version. You're gonna see here that it says Pediatrics, which means yes, it's for babies, and apparently I am a baby. But the reason why I love this formula more than the original one actually, after a few months, started to give me a little bit of an allergic reaction, which I didn't have before, but I think it's because of the algae. However, I still wanted to include this because I know so many people that it works for, including some of my friends that I've recommended this to, that this has become their absolute holy grail. However, if you're someone like myself that has extremely sensitive, very prone to allergic reactions or dermatitis or anything like that, the Pediatrics formula, you get all the same benefits as the original formula without the algae and without fragrance, which is why I absolutely love this one, and I just cannot find something that beats this. It is my everyday sunscreen. You're gonna see here that the texture is also very lightweight, very watery, rubs in super well. So great for people that live in hot and humid environments like myself who have combination acne prone skin. It feels like you're wearing nothing, and that to me is so important in a sunscreen. Again, because of the environment that I live in, because I have acne prone skin that clogs so easily, I like to wear something that I'm not feeling like I'm just wearing a mask over my face, because I'm sweating all the time and it's always hot. So I just like it to absorb and feel like it is a part of my skin. It's hydrating without being too hydrating, and it's just chef's kiss. The only downside is that you cannot find the Pediatrics version in the United States. I have made people go on such missions to get me this SPF. Last time I was in Europe, I stocked up on this and I brought some over. I had a client that traveled to Europe and I made her buy me like 4 of these and bring them to me, just because I cannot find anywhere that will ship this into the United States. So unfortunately, if you are looking for the Pediatrics Fusion Water Magic, just make sure that if if you are going to Europe or anywhere that they sell this, that you stock up. Now, for another fantastic option, we have the Elta MD UV Skin Recovery. I do have the one that is in a green tint. This is a great option if you are in the US also, that you can find very easily. By the way, you'll be able to find all of these sunscreens linked down below in the description, and I'll also have all of these linked in my Shop My in the sunscreen category list, so you can easily find every single one that I'm mentioning today. But this UV Elta MD Skin Recovery in the green is a fantastic option as well if you have very sensitive skin, or also if you have rosacea. It is broad spectrum SPF 50, and it is for skin types that are sensitive, even post-procedure, or prone to rosacea. It's 100% mineral sunscreen, and it also helps to protect and enforce the skin barrier. It is fragrance-free, hypoallergenic, paraben-free, non-comedogenic. All the ones that I'm talking about today are non-comedogenic, and all that means is that in theory, in the comedogenic scale, they are not supposed to break you out. Again, like all my skincare videos, or if this is your first one that you're watching, comedogenicity, I believe that's a word, is really very individualized. So even though something could be labeled as non-comedogenic, it could still break you out. So always go by what your skin is telling you, not just by what the label is saying. And this one's also oil-free and dermatologist tested, like all the ones that I'm talking about today. But the star ingredients in this one are zinc oxide from the mineral filter, and it also has an AA complex that has 3 amino acids to help repair the barrier. It also has a ceramide blend, which helps to nourish and strengthen the skin barrier, and as well as Centella asiatica, which helps to calm down redness and irritation. You find a lot of Centella asiatica in a lot of the Korean skincare products that everyone loves. And you're also going to see here that it comes out in a green tint, but it blends super easily. So it's great for some redness correction. Again, if you are someone that has a little bit of redness, a little bit of rosacea, it helps to blend that redness out so it's not as noticeable. And at the same time, it's actually reducing the redness at like a cellular level, which is also very nice. So this is another amazing option if you are very acne prone and if you also have very sensitive skin. And you do have the option to get the green one for color correction, or you could also get their clear one, which I'll also have linked down below. I've just only purchased the green one because I do have rosacea and I wanted to test it out. And our next sunscreen is also an OG and has been viral many a times, especially in the esthetician or in the dermatologist world, and it's the ColoreScience Flex. This really can replace makeup. This is an incredible option if you're someone that doesn't like makeup, or if you're someone that really likes your sunscreen to be tinted and give you more of like makeup coverage. I have worn this to weddings that are outside during the day. I have worn this when I've had major skin picking episodes, and yes, I have struggled with skin picking. I actually made a recent video on my dermatillomania journey, so if you're watching this and you struggle with skin picking, definitely check that out. I'll also have it linked down below. But this is amazing for covering up blemishes, again, any skin picking or just imperfections, or if you just like your sunscreen to give you a makeup feel because you don't like to wear makeup, it's an amazing option. Their shade range is also phenomenal. They have, I believe, fair, light, medium, deep, like just a bunch of different shades. So I think that's really, really important and really nice as well, because there's nothing more frustrating than spending your money and buying a tinted sunscreen only for it to look orange on your face. I personally actually have the fair, which is the lightest, because as you can see, I am very fair, but I haven't tried their light one yet. I would be very curious to try that shade because I have blended fair and medium before when I'm a little bit tan. And supposedly the light shade is exactly that. I just haven't bought it yet to test it out. But the reason that ColoreScience is also so cool is because when you apply it, it comes out white, but when you blend it in, you start to see the color, and that's because of the encapsulated pigments that adjust a little bit to your natural skin tone. It's also a very antioxidant rich formula. It also doesn't have any parabens, sulfates, dyes, or fragrance. It is broad spectrum SPF 50 PA+++, and it's also water and sweat resistance for up to 40 minutes. Also hyperallergenic, also non-comedogenic, and again, just a really fantastic option if you're looking for something with a lot more coverage. My personal favorite way to apply this, because I am on adapalene and a lot of like drying acne ingredients, and I can have flakes coming off my face, and there's nothing worse than applying sunscreen, especially tinted sunscreen, and having it like flake off of your face. So I like to actually blend it in and warm it up with clean hands. And then I'll take a disposable sponge, not a beauty blender, because the beauty blender can harbor so much bacteria. So I like taking a disposable sponge and then taking that onto the sunscreen and then patting that into my face. Obviously, if you are doing this, you want to make sure that you're using enough sunscreen to get enough coverage, or you could simply layer another SPF earlier, let that absorb in, and then kind of do this as a finishing base touch on top. That's also another option, but I have found that to be the most flawless application in terms of just how it looks. Or even if you want to wear this at night as your foundation, I have literally done that because I prefer how it looks over like patchy foundations that I just haven't loved. So it's definitely a super versatile option. And by the way, none of these are sponsored. I have bought all of these with my own money. I do believe that ColoreScience, at least when I'm making this video, is having like their annual sale. So I'll make sure to have that link down below, easily accessible to you guys. And then my last favorite one, which is a little bit different than all the ones that I have mentioned, is the Tizo Eye Renewal SPF 20. And this is actually specifically, I use this for right under my eyes. So I have, again, like I've said a million times in this video, I have very sensitive skin. And a lot of the times, whether it's chemical sunscreens or if it's mineral sunscreens, it can sting my eyes, or if I'm sweating, I start to feel it stinging my eyes. So I love to use this Tizo Eye Renewal sunscreen right around like my orbital circle because it helps create a little barrier. This one is 100% mineral, and so many things, even eye creams. Like I can't use most eye creams because they irritate my eye. So finding a sunscreen that I can particularly apply to my under eye area and create a little shield so that the sunscreen that's going all over my face doesn't touch or isn't around my eye area, but I'm still getting sun protection in places where you can get a lot of fine lines and wrinkles. This has been a savior for that, and I specifically use it for that, and I just cannot live without this. It is SPF 20, and it also has 9% zinc oxide, and it blends super easily with no irritation. So if you have very sensitive eyes when it comes to sunscreen, definitely try that trick out and let me know, because it is literally life-changing. So I hope these sunscreen picks make protecting your skin a little bit easier and enjoyable this summer. Also, if by any chance you are coming from my Mate Chat skincare overconsumption video and you have made it to a month of not purchasing any new skincare, let's clap for you. I am so proud of you. And if you are gonna break that at all, this is a great chance to prioritize sunscreen and try one of these out, because they will literally make your summer and your skincare work so much better for you. Because if you're putting in all that hard work with your other actives and you're not protecting your skin, you are really doing yourself a disservice. If there was anything that, if you had to pick, I would say prioritize your sunscreen. And that's why I know it's so important to find a formula and a brand that you enjoy to use so that you actually use it and can get the benefits. And as I've mentioned, I'll have all of these linked down below in the description. And if you're into skincare tips, wellness, healthy habits, lifestyle, then definitely like and subscribe. I'd love for you to be a part of our little growing family here on the BeSoGuud channel. And of course, I am so grateful to have you here, and I hope to catch you in one of my next videos that YouTube thinks you'll love here next.